Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's your girl. I'm Stats on the track. I'm my baby. You know we ride, we rolling.
What's good, y'all, man? Listen, it's been a little minute. I know it's been a little minute, but it's the end of the year, and I got a couple story time, testimony time. It's late. I don't know why I always do story time. It's late, man. It's literally, let's see if I can see, 11:35. Look at my, wow, oh my. Actually, let me not even show you. It's for my eyes only. I'm in the studio. I'm gonna try to get in. I'm gonna try to get out real quick. So without further ado, we're not even gonna waste time. We're gonna just get right into it. Let's begin. So this year in July 15th to be exact, my mom turned 60 years old, and basically for her 60th birthday, she wanted the whole family to go back to Ghana, the motherland, to celebrate. For context, bro, I have not been to Ghana since the 3rd grade. Last time I went to Ghana, bro, I looked like this. Yes! Which can kind of tell you that it's been a minute. Like, it's been a long time since the family went. My mom has gone herself, but she wanted the whole family to go and kind of celebrate with her for her 60th. So we considered the pros, the cons, we crunched the numbers, we prayed the prayers, right? We discussed it as a family, and we essentially decided to go. As a bonus, I got to bring my sweet baby girl. Don't look too closely. But as a bonus, got to bring baby girl out there with me. At this point, we were getting close to getting engaged. More on that in a different video. But we were getting close to getting engaged, so I wanted her to be able to go meet the fam band. And yeah, you know what I'm saying, just get a little taste of, you feel me, Ghana, right? Because, you know what I'm saying, that's where her husband to be is from, you feel me? But yeah, Ghana we day. So the family goes ahead and flies out 4th of July weekend, and the baby girl and I joined them the week after, probably somewhere around like July 10th. Now there was a bunch of things that I could talk about that happened in transit, but for the sake of this video, because I don't want this video to be too long, I'm just going briefly, you know what I'm saying, just briefly kind of mention a couple of them, but like gooey airplane food. Shout out Ethiopian Airlines, shout out all my Abeshas, Devonish, Malcolm Gena, Malcolm Fasika, the whole 9. But yeah, man, some of that food on Ethiopian Airlines was a little bit suspect. I'm not gonna hold you, the person that recommended me to take Ethiopian Airlines is Abesha. So I can't say that I'm super duper surprised that that was the recommendation, but I mean, it was a smooth flight. It's even interesting to me though, because it's not even like, you know what I'm saying, it was like some cultural food, man. It wasn't in Jeddah, bro. It wasn't Dorowa, it wasn't Thibs, it wasn't Kitfo. Like, and I know, trust me, I know I'm cultured, but it was chicken. It was just chicken, bro. Why is it slimy? Where's the slime coming from? But you know, again, shout out my Abeshas. When we landed in Lomé, I definitely was not expecting the TSA man to expect payment to put my bags through the TSA check, like scanner. Like literally, big bro telling me like, you gonna put something in my hand when I put your bags through, right? And I'm like, what? What you mean by that, bro? Isn't this your job? But they play by different rules over there, man. It don't matter if it's your job or not. You gonna put something in that hand. You're not in the United States anymore, bro. Yeah, even in transit, there were definitely some parts where I regretted taking Spanish over French. You know, the Francophone African countries. My family's from Ghana, man. Most of us don't speak French. They speak English over there. So, has coming to me talking about some, you know, bonjour, da-da-da-da, croissant, oui, oui. Jean m'appelle. Bonsoir. All that stuff, bro, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. But guess who does? Baby girl, dude. Shout out to my French-speaking fiance, man. Fast forward, we touched down in Ghana. From the moment that we land, bro, it's like a movie. Like, it's almost like, bro, like we was part of a script. Immediately, bro, we get scooped up with my family in a tra-tra. Basically, a minivan with no seatbelts. And we head straight to my aunt who lives in Accra to get our measurements taken. Boom, 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 because we're gonna get fits made. And literally from that moment on, we on straight moves, doing all types of stuff. Just to give you some context in case you're not too familiar with the geography, Accra is the capital city. My mom is from a place called Winneba, which is in Cape Coast. But yeah, bro, we basically going back and forth on pure vibrations. I'm seeing fam that I haven't seen in over a decade, bro. We all doing the hugs, the reuniting, all that good. Cooling it with the fam, with the sibs, with the cuzzo, baby girl. We throwing hands over Monopoly games, like.
What do y'all want for Instagram? Just tell us. What do you want for like we are cheating them. But I bought it for 4,000 and I'm giving you 5,000. For your property, that's like 3,000 something.
Visiting different historical sites. We even in the marketplaces. I'm eating street food, bro. Like literally, I'm throwing caution to the wind, man. I'm eating Kelly Willy off the sidewalk, bro. Auntie making that joint. I'm taking my toothpick and I'm eating that joint. I'm feeling good. I'm trying to bargain. You know what I'm saying? You say 100 CDs, but I know you give it to me for 30 CDs though. We in the cha-cha holding on for dear life. No bumpy roads, you know what I'm saying? Potholes, the whole nine, man. Like, bruh, after a couple of days, it felt like we've been there for a couple of years. And of course, this whole entire time, I got my camera bag strapped right over my shoulder because you gotta capture the moments. From my perspective, it's about to get even better. Because it turns out, my grandpa basically lives in the Ghanaian version of Hollywood, Airport Hills. Very, very nice, very, very affluent neighborhood. We talking about 2 gates to even get through. Like, you got 1 gate, and then after you get through and they verify you, just in case you became a different person in between checkpoint A and checkpoint B, you got another gate. They open up the joint and it's basically like villas, humongous houses, multiple parts to each home. Bro was living. Like, it really got me wondering, like, no wonder you don't come over here that much, bruh. Like, if I was living like you living, bruh, I wouldn't come to here to the States like that either, man. Why am I over here on Zillow looking for a 2-3 bedroom home for $450,000 when bro is living? Bro got about 10 rooms, 3 main house, guest house, separate quarters for the live-in household. Come on, man. But that's besides the point, I guess. After spending the first couple of nights at the family house in Winterburg, my mom organizes for me, my cousins, my siblings, baby girl, for all of us to stay at my grandpa's estate villa mansion home in Airport Hills. We basically gonna spend the night there and then drive back with him to Winterburg for the big, 60th birthday celebration. Right, and that's probably about like a 2.5 hour drive in between. Now, to be fair, we didn't bring that much with us because we were only gonna be in the hills for a night. So, I brought my backpack, slight carry-on, and of course, my camera bag because you gotta capture the moment. So Friday night, man, we up, we living, we watching movies, we breaking back into the main house because he had the boys staying in the guest house. Once we left the main house, we couldn't get in, so we had to literally climb through the window to get back into the main house. But yeah, bro, we on vibes, having a good time, and then we all go to sleep. Now, the morning of, we hustling. We load up 2 different cars with all our stuff and we hit the road. We get to the family house, we park in a lot, and we get out and we start unloading. It's go time, bro. The party's about to start, so we want to make sure that we unload and we start getting dressed. I take the first 2 bags out, take them, put them in the family house, and come back to get my camera bag. And it's not there. So I think, okay, somebody must have, taken it back inside the family house. So I go back and I'm checking the living room and like, okay, maybe somebody set it down. No. It's not there either. I asked baby girl, I asked my grandpa, I even asked my siblings to check in their car, my grandpa's friend who came with us and was helping us unload, and nothing. At this point, I'm borderline panicking, y'all. He trying not to, start shaking and twitching. We're like, I'm borderline like, yo, what's going on? But there's one obvious explanation that's keeping me sane though at this point. I just think to myself, I'm like, oh man, I must have left the camera in the hills at grandpa's place. But mind you, it was close to midday. It would have been probably a 3-hour drive to get back. So grandpa's like, yo, we can't go back. The whole kill is I was supposed to be the cameraman. Like, my camera was supposed to be the primary camera that was going to be used at the party. So much so that my uncle didn't even call a photographer or videographer because he was like, bro, Aaron got his camera, so we're just going to use that. So now, 60th birthday celebration, the whole reason why we came to Ghana is about to start, and we don't have a camera. We don't have nobody to take pictures, we don't have nobody to take video. I don't have my cam that I've been taking all the pictures on. I left that joint at the hills, right? But my grandparents are older, so they have somebody that lives in their house with them that basically helps them with like different things around the house, like cleaning, cooking, opening the gates when they get there and stuff like that. So in the second car arrives with my grandma, I'm like, yo, grandma, can you call him and ask him to check? I vividly remember that when I was leaving, I set my backpack next to my carry-on, and then I put my camera bag on top of my carry-on. But you know, we hustling to get out, so I must have, you know, put those two things in, and maybe I just left my camera bag outside of the door in the guest house where I was staying, or maybe even like I had it on my shoulder, and when I went into the main house to get my sister or something like that, I set it down on the counter like that. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, I vividly, distinctly remember seeing, you know how sometimes your brain will create memories and you can't really figure out if this is a real memory or not. Like, I'm like, no, like I genuinely know that I vividly remember, and I get the confirmation from my cousin. He like, bro, I remember seeing that joint there. So I'm like, all right, bet that. So when my grandma called him, I get on the phone with him and I describe to him exactly, I'm like, yo, Brody, give bro the play-by-play instructions to my vision, thinking that he's gonna be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? There it is. Yeah, it's right there, bro. You left that joint. Bro says he don't see it. And bro says, and he says he's gonna look around a little bit and then give us a call back. I'm like, all right, cool, bro. When he calls back, same thing. Nothing. I'm like, oh my days, bro. Now my grandparents don't give him access to the main house, you know, where they stay. He only has access to like the guest house and then his like private like kind of quarters where he stay at. So my grandma's like, I mean, when we get back to the main house, I'll check. We can check. I'm gonna see if it's there. But I'm just like, man, oh man,
you're just ruining it.
It's ruined.
Look at my lips. You're ruining it.
In my mind, look at my lips. I felt it was ruined. Now, y'all, I had literally gotten this camera in January. I upgraded from the camera I was using last year. So this, I'm put you onto the game right here. I upgraded to a Canon R6, which is about, at the time that I got it, was about 2 to 2.5 bands. And I got a 24 to 70 millimeter lens. There was another 2 to 2.5 bands. This wasn't a throwaway camera. This wasn't a disposable joint. This is not a Polaroid. This is a professional level, a professional grade camera. So, $5,000 camera. Not missing in my home, not missing in my home state, not missing in my home country, not missing in my home continent. $5,000 camera missing in another country, in a whole different continent where I don't stay. Yo, listen, man, I was terrified. Now, thank God, bro, my uncle was able to call in backup, so I was actually able to get someone to come and take pictures during my mom's birthday celebration. You know, to be fair, man, we had a great time. But you can imagine my camera missing is kind of putting a little damper on things. And my mom is telling me, you know what I'm saying, baby girls, they're reassuring me, telling me that, you know, we gonna find it and not to worry. But, you know, there's a little part of me that's just like, oh, listen, man, I invested a lot into that cam. I had big plans for that cam. Even plans for that cam today during this party. So it's like, yeah, I'm just trying to hold myself together, you know what I'm saying, for my sake, so we can celebrate. And to help, you know, my grandpa's telling me when he gets back home to the hills, he's going to search the main house up and down. He's going to go back to my guest room. He's going to check outside my guest room. So I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying. I don't know about bro. I don't know how his searching skills, you know how I be. Like we all been there. It's like, bro, we know I can't find it. And then mom be like, she come 5 seconds, she like, bro, it's right there. You like, sorry. But yeah, so I'm thinking to myself, you know what I'm saying, grandpa, he aged, he's wisdom, bro, you know what I'm saying, bro can see, you know, just fine. So it's like, all right, bro, when he get back, he gonna find that joint, you know. So party ends, grandpa goes home, he's like, buddy, I'm gonna look for it when I get back home from church. And I'm like, all right, cool. Thinking to myself, praying to myself again, baby girl, mom encouraging me, they praying together. I'm sure they're praying as well. And I'm thinking, all right, you know what I'm saying, everything's gonna be straight, camera's gonna be found, right? Wrong. Gramps texts me after church. He's like, yo, he searched the house up and down, searched the house up and down, searching all the areas that I told him, and it's not there. Like, I genuinely feel as though I'm dying on the inside. Like, all these theories just start popping in my head about what might have potentially happened. I'm thinking like, yo, what happened, bro? Thinking, you know, maybe I put it in the other car with my grandma and my siblings, and maybe when they said they went to the gas station, so I'm even thinking, I'm like, bro, maybe because in Ghana, like, they pump your gas for you, so I'm like, bro, maybe these heads opened the cha-cha at the back and took that joint out while, you know what I'm saying, they weren't paying attention. It didn't fall out when heads hit a bump. Like, that's not far-fetched, man. We were literally driving, the back of the cha-cha popped open, bruh, and me and baby girl, like Indiana Jones, had to pull the joint and close. I'm thinking like, bruh, what happened? When we pulled up to the family house and we were in the process of unloading, did somebody maybe see it and just take it? Like, what's going on? And to make matters worse, I remember at that point that when I told my mom's sister, the very first thing that she said, as soon as he said that, yo, we're looking for the camera back, she said, it's gone. Like, it's gone. If you don't know where it is gone. Yo, wait, what, bruh? Like, no, bruh. No, it's not gone. Like, we looking for it. And yeah, I know what the word of God teaches. Believe me, I know what the scriptures teach. But at this point, the situation is literally feeling more and more and more hopeless. All the things that I was banking and counting on to solve the problem, to find the camera, are not working. So the situation feeling more and more hopeless. I'm feeling more and more desperate, more and more discouraged. And again, my mom, really my mom and baby girl, they really trying, you know, kind of hold it down, like, you know what I'm saying, holding out hope, baby girls. And she, every night she's coming to me like, yo, let's pray together about this. It's gonna get found, and we just gonna continue to hold out hope. God is able, he's capable. My mom is rock solid confident that we're gonna get the camera returned. But yo, like, I'm personally starting to feel like pretty discouraged. I kind of resolved in my mind. I'm like, yo, listen, man, I'm tired of explaining to y'all where I think it is. I know where the last place that I seen it. My cousin again can confirm that he saw it there, so I know that this is not a one-man hallucination, bro. Two people don't have the exact same hallucination. So I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? We're gonna be in Accra for about 2 nights in the Airbnb that I rented. When we go back to Accra, I'm gonna pull back up to the hills and I'm gonna check myself. And that's what we do. When we pop back out to Accra, baby girl and I, we go back to the hills, go back to my grandpa's spot in the hills, and we're like, bet, let's get it. We get out the car on a mission, start looking. We literally check every single room, even the empty rooms, even the storage rooms that we don't stay in, we check them joints. Check under the beds, check the cabinets, check the guest house, check the main house. My grandma even gave me permission to check the quarters where, you know what I'm saying, they're living help. Like the dude that helps them lives. Like, part of me was even like, man, this is kind of messed up. But I opened, you know what I'm saying, open like where his bathroom area is, open his room, and I just kind of like glanced and looked around to see if I seen the camera bag, and y'all, it's not there. When I tell you, that was a quiet drive back to the B&B, man. That was a quiet drive back to the B&B. I'm literally looking out the window like, wow, my cam is really gone, bruh. All the places where we think it could be, we've checked. Now, at this point, I just want to say 2 things that I really feel like are a testament to God's grace, his mercy, his sovereignty, his provision. Like, 1, I had actually put baby girl and I's passports inside of a pocket in my camera bag. But before we left to the hills, the first time, like the very first time when I still had the cam, I took them out and I gave them to my mom. Otherwise, we literally would have lost our whole passports. Again, we in a continent. We don't live here. We have our visas in those passports, like, and the passport itself, and it would have been lost. But praise the living God, I took them out and gave them to my mom to keep at the family house. 2, before I even left for Ghana, period, and I do not do this frequently at all, I just decided, yo, let me just go ahead and back up all 3 of my SD cards to my external hard drive. So everything that I had taken prior to Ghana was already backed up, already, like, I wasn't in danger of losing anything else. Even still, y'all, man, I really can't lie, bro. That joint had me down. Part of me even felt like, kind of like, man, maybe this is God, like, punishing me or disciplining me for not putting the camera to good use, because at that point I hadn't filmed that much. So part of me was like, man, maybe this is God saying like, yo, if you're not gonna use the cam, then somebody else is, type situation. And you know, I don't think that's necessarily true. But you know, bro, when situations feeling desperate, all types of thoughts, you know what I'm saying, start coming into your mind. But at this point, I really had nothing to stand on except, you know, God, and I wasn't even doing the best job at that, for real, bro. Thinking to myself like, Lord, you're gonna have to do something about this soon, because we leaving in like 48 hours, and once this plane, like, once we leave this continent, it's a wrap. It's donezo, bro. Done deal, bro. It is what it is. So fast forward, y'all, we getting dropped off at the airport. Like, literally getting dropped off at the airport, about to board the plane to depart. And there's still no camera, man. We take off, we get back to the States, and I'm like, wow. I'm back here in the States without much of the memories and without the cam. I'm thinking to myself, like, I mean, bruh, you gonna have to just move on, bruh. But like 3 days later, I get a call from my mom at like 3 a.m. And she's like yelling, like screaming, like speaking in tongues, like she's doing a butt, like it's so loud. And I hear her say through the phone, your camera has been found. What? Huh? I literally don't even know what to say. And she just keeps repeating those words. The camera has been found. The camera has been found. The camera has been found. And she's just praising God. My grandpa texted me like an hour later, and he texted me, he's like, yo, buddy, the camera's been found. I'm going to have somebody bring it as soon as possible. And y'all, in terms of, you know, saying how I was feeling, like, yo, I was feeling like a mixture of different emotions, man. I was truly in honest shock, bro, that this was even happening. So I was definitely felt joy, was definitely happy. But I can't lie, like, there was also I felt a little bit of, like, shame. Because I didn't believe that this was even possible. Like, I doubted that God was even capable of doing something like this. Like, again, I told you I had settled in my mind that if we leave the continent, it's done. Like, that's God saying no. It's not possible at that point. Like, if he's going to do it, if he doesn't do it this time, then he can't do it at all. So part of me felt like a little bit of shame just for doubting, like, and even the ways that I was responding while it was missing. Like, I would have, you know, thought that, you know what I'm saying, I would be like, oh, you know, confidence in y'all, you know, the Lord is able, the Lord is more than able, I've committed it into his hands, you know what I'm saying, and not allowed kind of doubt and all these hypotheticals to just kind of consume me. And to that effect, man, I will really say that it's really easy to think that you have a lot of faith. But when you have, you know, plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G in check, like when you have all these other things to stand on, it's really easy to think that, oh, you have a really strong faith. But when you get into a hopeless situation where you have nothing but your faith to stand on, then you get a much clearer picture. So, you know what I'm saying, I got the news from my mom, got the news confirmed from my grandpa, and as I'm praying and praying in my room alone, you know, I'm thanking God, you know, for his grace, for his mercy on me and for his provision and bringing the camera back to me. But I'm also praying and asking him, Lord, help my unbelief, help the parts of my heart, whatever parts of my heart didn't even believe that you were capable of this, whatever parts of me didn't believe this was a possibility at all, whatever parts of my heart doubted you and your ability to do this, help those parts of my heart, Lord. Help those parts of my heart. Like, should a situation like this happen again, help me to remain steadfast and immovable. Even if the outcome is not the same, help me to remain steadfast and confident in your character, in your sovereignty, in your ability, that you know best, that there's absolutely nothing that surprises you, and that I can have trust and confidence that it will work together for my good. Like, Lord, help me with that. About a week later, the camera's returned to me, man. And as I'm holding it in my hands, I'm like, wow, man. I never thought that I was going to see this joint again. This is that camera. Like, the lens was intact. The body of the camera is intact. I have my mic in there. So I'm literally just thanking God. I will say, though, I was hoping, as once I saw the body of the camera intact, the lens of the camera intact, I'm like, oh, cool. Last thing is, please tell me that the SD cards still have the photos that I took while I was on the trip, man. And unfortunately, man, them joints were gone. They had the SD cards were there, but whoever took them, whoever was using them, wiped the SD cards completely, bro. Low-key disappointing, but at this point, I cannot complain. Like, the simple fact that I have this camera to even know this is miraculous in and of itself. So, you know. But y'all probably wondering, what happened? Like, did it get stolen? Did it get found? Like, how did it get found? And y'all, it was my grandparents' house helper. Like, bro took the camera. And what's so crazy about the thing, man, is like, literally my cousin, bro was so kind, bro was so nice. And when my sibs and when the fam like came over to stay that night, like, bro, he was the one that was like preparing our food. Like, he was helping serve us, asking us if we needed anything. So I didn't even want to, like, I did not want to even suspect him. Bro was so kind to us, man. Like, I didn't even want to suspect him. I didn't want to, you know, put any false accusation out there. I didn't want to sow any seeds of doubt between my grandparents and him or anything like that. So, but what's even crazier is that when baby girl and I came back, I remember as I'm looking in the guest house, he's like in the kitchen, and I'm like, man, like I'm looking around like the area that's next to the kitchen, and he asked me, and he's like, what kind of bag? Like, what kind of bag is it? Is it a big bag? Is it a small bag? Like, what color is the bag? And I tell him it's like about a medium-sized bag. It's a black bag, and he's like, man, like, nah, like, just haven't seen it, bro. So bro literally sees us coming back looking for the cam, And he pretends to be just completely oblivious to the thing, like, yo, so what kind of bag is it? Like, he's on bro is literally basically helping me look for it, knowing that he took it. My grandfather had literally asked him on multiple occasions, at least three separate occasions, if he had taken it, and he denied it every single time. And it was easy for him to continue to deny it because it's not like my grandparents did not have like any cameras or anything in the house. I mean, they continue to ask, and I know my grandma even had mentioned, you know, maybe trying to think about getting the police involved, but you know, I don't know if she was really serious about that. But yeah, again, it's not like they had any cameras, so if bro had continued to deny it, then might not, it would have just been, I mean, bro, like, I mean, we don't really have anything to go off. Just by God's grace, man, I truly believe that he heard, you know, every single petition that my mom, you know, put up, baby girl put up, we put up as a family together. And yeah, by God's grace, man, bro confessed to taking the camera. So yeah, man, he took it, but like he didn't keep it in the house. He actually gave it to his friend. And when I tell you, man, they were having a photo shoot with that cam. Like they literally, whoever he gave it to, like his mans, I think his mans maybe gave it to someone else, like who has like a studio or something. Like, bro, they were literally using that camera for a photo shoot. And when I got the cam back, my SD cards did not have my photos on them, but they had some photos on them. Not my photos, but there were photos on there. Like they literally put joint to quick use, bruh. Like there was photos on those SD cards from a studio, a studio photo shoot, a church. I'm seeing pictures of people at church, so I'm thinking like, no way, bruh. They're using a stolen. Now I can't say that they knew that it was stolen, but I will say the beautiful thing in the midst of it all is I really saw firsthand the Lord's ability to do what I believed to be impossible, and I feel like I also gained admiration and a respect and a reverence for the beauty that is faith, man. Just looking at the faith of those around me as the situation was getting more and more desperate. And I will also say, man, that even if I didn't get the camera back, bro, the Lord still would have been faithful, man. I feel like the Lord showed me in the process that he really does and want to grow my faith. That he wants my faith to be rooted and grounded in who he is, in his character, in his promises, in his nature, in his ability, in his goodness, in his sovereignty, and not necessarily on the outlook of my circumstances. So in the end, man, I lost the photos. Them boys wiped my SD cards, and even with, you know, recovery software, I wasn't able to get them back. My grandparents lost, you know, their house help. I mean, I even lost my camera, you know, for a significant, or what felt like a significant period of time. But in the process, I gained a testimony, man. One that I hope encourages you as you go into 2024. Encourages you to trust the Lord with any hopeless circumstances that you feel you might be going through. But really just to trust the Lord off of the strength of the fact that he is trustworthy, that he is faithful, and he is able. He is good. Trust God, man. Trust him. Trust him, because he's trustworthy. He's trustworthy in the high places, the hills, in Airport Hills, and he's trustworthy in the valley, and he showed me that firsthand. Trust him in the security, in the secure circumstances, and especially make sure to trust him in the uncertainty. So I hope that this gives y'all, you know, I hope that this encouraged y'all. Even reflecting on it was something that encouraged me. But I'll be back, you know what I'm saying, with more testimonies as we wrap up the year. Deuces, y'all.